Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to explain how to manage the auction once you have it set up. So as always, the first thing you're going to do is go to your website, and then you're going to go to the auction page that you've already set up. If you haven't set it up, here's the link to that video. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to our blog page to make sure everything is set up correctly and looks the way that we want it to. And then we're going to go back to pages, and we're going to go to our actual auction page that the viewers or the people who are purchasing art are going to see. So you click on one piece of art or whatever you're auctioning, and this is what it's going to look like for them. You click edit, and then you are going to edit in your start price. So you can come up with a number that's kind of lowballed, and then your ending price, which is going to be the most recent bid. You don't have to put start and end, it's just to give you an idea of what I did. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to add a button. So you click one of those little dots when you hover, you select button, and then you're going to edit the text and the click-through URL. So for right now, we're just going to place the button, and then we are going to apply and save. So I'm showing you what it looks like to click the URL just to give you an idea of what we're going to do later in the video. What you're going to do is you're going to want to link a page, but that page isn't set up yet. So we're going to close, apply our changes. You can make the button small, medium, large as you see fit. You can change the alignment. I'm going to keep it left aligned because that's where my text is. And then we're going to apply and get ready to put in our next component. So now you are going to go ahead and save the changes that you made, and then you're going to add a new page. Make sure you pay close attention to where that page is located. You want to make it a page that is not linked so that your viewers can't see what's going on. And then you are going to have your regular page, your auction page, in the main navigation. So now go to pages. You can insert a blank page. I like to use a page layout because I feel like that's a lot simpler and they already have pre-made formats for you. So I'm going to go ahead and select the contact layout, and I like to use the first one because it allows you to get information from the person making the purchase or placing the bid. Save it as something that you are going to remember, and then you can either delete or keep that area where they want your information, but the main part we're going to change is the actual form that's there. So you have name, first name, last name, email, and messages. So that's everything that people are going to have to fill out. You're going to edit and edit the form. So now you can delete anything that you don't need and add what you do need. So I'm going to add a couple text areas, starting with an email. Where you're going to want to get from people are their name, email address, a phone number to reach them at, a home address for mailing purposes, a billing address for credit card information, and you're going to take all of the credit card information from them right now. You can either take the credit card information right now, or if you are like me and it's your first time doing it, suffer the consequences of having to chase people around. So take my advice and just take their information as soon as you can. And what you're going to do when you take that information is you're just going to go ahead and charge their card or whatever you're charging once they're completed. So now we're going to add all of these different form elements and use that to get the information you need from the client. Now I'm going to show you how to change the name. You just, under form name, you change it to receive bids. And then you can add another form field. Then we're going to add the address, the billing, the mailing. You're going to add your credit card information, debit card information, the CV code, the expiration date. So I'm not sure if you wanted to watch me do all that, but I'm going to include it. If you don't need all of that, you can definitely fast forward through this video to the part that you need. But if it's a drop down menu, you can change the options to yes or no. So I asked whether the billing address was the same as the mailing address. And the shipping information. So if the shipping address is different, make sure that they indicate which is which, because you don't want to have a failed transaction. So you can type all of that in, and what you're typing into that block is what the reader is going to see as the top. You can add another form field, so there are definitely a lot of different form fields that you can choose from. Now I'm going in and asking for their name as it appears on the card. So you can give them two options for a first name and a last name. This is a good faith kind of thing, and hoping that they are precise in their nomenclature, or precise in the way that they are explaining things. Now I'm going to add an area for their card number and make it required. And then you can have numbers in there to show them what to write down. Kind of like a placeholder. Actually, I think it is called a placeholder. And then make sure you ask for the code on the back of their card. It's the CV code. And you can put in a description if you think what you're saying is a little bit confusing. And then you can put in a placeholder if you want to give an example, and make sure for the very important things you make them required. That means someone cannot complete the form until they have filled in what you requested properly. I'm going to add in a date component for the expiration date. There are ways to troubleshoot this and make sure that it's a date that's in advance, but for now I'm just going to leave it as a regular date, make it required. Now when you go to storage, this is an important part, because you can save it as an email. You can put in your email address, and basically what happens is every time someone fills out this form, you will receive an email directly, and it's going to tell you all of the information that was put in here. You can also use MailChimp if you have that, or Zapier. I'm not sure I'm saying that right. And you can have Google Drive. Google Drive is my personal favorite because what happens is it links to your Google account. And once you decide you're going to do a Google Drive, click Google, log into your Google account. I have 300. Allow Squarespace to access your account. And then name the spreadsheet that it's going to go to. So I'm going to name it test sheet since everything was named test. And in your advanced setting, you can change how the button's going to appear, whether you can put apply or place bid or send. You can left align, and then you can type in a cute little message that people are going to see after they submit the form. Make it as eccentric or laid back or professional as you feel your website requires. Alright, apparently I wanted to type an entire paragraph for this, so bear with me. And then you're going to apply all of those changes, and as always, make sure you save. This is very important. Actually, I decided I wanted to go back and make it look pretty, so you can add in a background. Perfect. Now make sure you save your changes and remove any information that you don't want on there. So this is how the form is going to appear. I actually made a mistake on the name as it appears on the card. I'm I'm going to edit that and go back and fix it. So when you click done, you can go to your test page. You click the piece and then you're going to edit your button. So now when you go to edit your button, you can click the gear button, gear icon, and go to page. And now you're going to select the page that you just added, which would be, well, I have a lot of pages. In this case, it would be the bid-1 page. And I like for it to open in a new window so people can go and see what the name of the piece that they wanted is. So make sure again you save your setting. And now when you go, you see the name of the piece is next up. And you can go in and you can place a bid. So the starting bid I see is 50 and the ending bid is 100. I'm going to pretend that I'm a bidder and I need to fill out the form. So I go in here and I realize that I was missing a portion for the name of the piece, so I'm going to go back in, add a form field, place the currency. I forgot you actually need to add a number for the bid. So the important thing here is that you're troubleshooting, and once you finish any component of the website, you're going to go in and act like you are someone who is externally using the website. So now I can put in my offer. Let's go high, let's say $200. And I'll put in all of my information, making sure to hit each form field because I want to make sure that this page works properly. Now I realized my error and I know that I messed up on the name as it appears on the card, so I'm going to edit that. And I'm going to fast forward through that because I think by now you know how to put in a form element and edit it. And then I can submit, and there's that cute message that you put in for the bidders. And they're able to see it. Now let's take a look at the Google Sheets and see what we're working with. So you have here your test sheet with YouTube. That's what you named it. So that's how it shows up. We're going to click it. And once you click it, you see that all of the information that I put in has populated. So I'm going to drag and drop just for the sake of explanation and show you, for example, if you had several bidders. So the numbers actually increased, so we're going to pretend like we have different bidders on different pieces, ignoring the fact that the names are the same. Now in your Google Sheet, you're going to drag the name to the far left, that way everything is organized. And then I'm going to put next up at the top, and I'm going to pretend that people placed the names of the pieces and different people are auctioning on the same piece, and this auction is going very, very well. So we have next up, this, that, and the third. So what you do next is you're going to add conditional formatting. So you're going to select all the cells in that column, click conditional formatting, and if cell contains, and then you can write the name of your different pieces, and you pick the color. So you can change the colors based on what the piece is named, that way you know who's bidding on what, and it's all nice and color coordinated. Obviously you can opt out this step, but I felt that it helped me stay organized, and color coordination is something that I absolutely love. You're going to want to make the colors different for the different pieces, but just make sure each is accounted for. Now you have your bid offers. Make sure that they're in numerical order, and the highest bid is in one area and the lowest bid is in one area. Right now I'm dragging and dropping to make sure that all the colors that match are together. That way it makes it easier to look at. So you want all your pieces that are the same all together. You can also do that by sorting that row in alphabetical order. So to sort it in alphabetical order, you just right click or double click if you're on a Mac and sort A to Z or Z to A, whichever one makes you happy. And then I like to highlight the highest bidder. That way, instead of looking through every single one, I'm just changing one color. And it goes all the way. You can add as many columns as you need, as little columns as make sense to you. As long as you understand what you're doing, you'll be fine. Meanwhile, back in Squarespace, you have your test page. You're going to edit again. One important thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're changing the end price as it changes in real time. This is a little time consuming, but you can do it. I'm going to show it again as if someone was bidding on the second piece, last to first. So you click last to first, make sure you're practicing. And at the bottom, you're going to notice that the button is not there. So you need to edit. You can add the start and end bid just so that there is that consistency and people see that structure that comes with an auction. And then you're going to add the button. In the same way that you linked the button the first time, you're going to do it. So select button, change the name, make sure the name appears the same every time. Gear bar, page, and then you're going to link it to the page that you desire. Make sure you're saving everything. It's so important. You don't want to do all that work and then not save what you did. So I'm going to click place bid, make sure everything looks the way it should. You have your name, information, all that jazz. Obviously you're going to need to change several other components like adding images to each one, but this is just the foundation. I like to open in a new window, so make sure that happens if you're into that. If not, it's fine. I found that opening a new window allows the person purchasing to go back and check what the name of their actual piece was, because most people won't remember. Another option is to use the e-commerce store that's offered with Squarespace if you have that membership. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it because I tried it and I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to get this to work as an auction. But if you want, you can do it like this, because what it does is it allows you to do everything I just did, because what I did was just reverse engineering the e-commerce store, and I added a bid form that took people's information where they could place the bid. And the e-commerce store allows you to take all of their credit card information and it charges the card. So you can do that and have them charge the card, and then you refund whoever didn't win. That's a little bit of work in itself, but if you can do that, that's fine with me. Another tip that might seem very simple right now is to actually hide the lower bids. So what you do is you highlight that row. You're either going to right click if you're on an HP, or you're going to use two fingers to click if you're on a Mac. So you highlight and you hide those rows. That way for each new bid that you receive, you're just comparing it against the older bid that was there instead of comparing it to 5 different bids. So hiding helps because it keeps everything nice and neat and you're only looking at the information that's most recent or most relevant. Pardon me while I adjust my colors just to make sure everything matches. Another thing I found extremely helpful was just to insert one extra column at the beginning that just showed the status of the pieces that you have in your auction. So you can put whether it's been purchased, whether no one's bid on it, whether you sent it out already, any information that you feel would help you keep track or maintain accountability on how the auction is going. I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you again for joining me. Have a great day.